The New York Knicks are going to play a basketball game this Monday against the Boston Celtics. Yes, it is the preseason, but that means the NBA regular season is right around the corner. And I think there's 5 burning questions that the New York Knicks have to answer if they want to make the Eastern Conference Finals. Last year, they made it to the second round. Great. Exceeded expectations. I'm thrilled with that. But in the NBA, you're either going forward or you're going backwards. And if the Knicks, in my opinion, don't make the conference finals, they went backwards. Burning question number 1 that the Knicks have to answer this year. Can Julius Randle be successful in the playoffs? Look, we know Randle was very good in the regular season. All-NBA selection in 2023, All-NBA selection in 2021. You don't do that by being a bad player. He is a top 25 regular season player in the NBA. Argue with your mother. Thing is, regular season Randle has not showed up in the playoffs. Look at his stats in each of the series that he has played in the playoffs so far. When you talk about points per game, that's cool. Against the Hawks, he averaged 18 points per game. Thing is, he averaged 4 assists, and he averaged 4.6 turnovers. Anytime you average more turnovers than assists, that's a problem. Also, his effective field goal percentage, which weighs threes more than twos and combines them together, he shot 35.6%. League average is 54.5, 20 percentage points lower. 2 years later, he played the Cavs in the first round. I know he was hurt, but at the end of the day, if you're hurt, don't play. 14.4 points per game, same amount of assists, same amount of turnovers, and his effective field goal percentage was 39. Again, league average is 54. I thought he was okay versus the Heat, 18.8 points per game, 4.2 assists to 4 turnovers. Turnovers are way too high still. But he was able to get that effective field goal percentage up to 47. Still 6 percentage points, though, 7 percentage points less than league average. At the end of the day, he has to be better, plain and simple. And I'm actually rooting for Julius Randle. I've probably been his biggest critic. I've probably been the guy that's held him to a standard that's unattainable because I know how talented of a basketball player he is. I've been watching him extremely close since he's been at Kentucky. He is one of the most talented people in this world that has ever touched a basketball. Starts here. And I'm rooting for him because I'm tired of other people talking noise about him. I want him to be successful this year. And I'm going to stand on this take. If regular season Julius Randle shows up, if the 25, 10, and 5 guy that shoots 47% from the field and 37% from downtown, if that guy shows up in the playoffs, the Knicks can make the Eastern Conference Finals. I believe that wholeheartedly because the Knicks would then have one of the best duos in the Eastern Conference. The Knicks' success, it sits on the shoulders of Julius Randle and whether or not he can get it done in the playoffs. If he can, this is going to be the next best Knicks season since, 2000 when they lost in the NBA Finals. Show Julius Randle some love. He's easy to hate on. He's kind of a head case. He takes some bad shots. He's not clutch. But at the end of the day, I think he's going to have his best season in the NBA this year. Year 10. He's an adult now. He's not a kid. Time to get right here once again. Type those 30s down in the comment section. Show Julius Randle some love. Burning question number 2. Can RJ Barrett become a more consistent outside shooter? When you talk about what RJ Barrett is, he's a great slasher of the basketball. He can get to the rim whenever he wants to. He's actually one of the most successful players in the league at getting to the rim. And he took a step this year finishing around the rim. But at the end of the day, for the Knicks to be great, he has to be better at shooting from the 3. I just need you to be average, brother. Just be an average 3-point shooter. Shoot 36% from downtown. That's all I'm asking. What I'm not asking for is in each of the last 3 seasons, your 3-point percentage has gone down. When he came into the league, he couldn't hit the broadside of a barn, 32%. Not worried about that. But in his second season, the guy shot 40% from 3 on 4.3 attempts. Wasn't an outlier. It was COVID. There weren't fans in the building. I'm not going to hold him to be a 40% shooter. 34% in 2020, 2021, 2022. A little bit too low in my opinion on almost 6 attempts per game. This last year, though, when you factor in usage and percentage, it was his worst shooting year of his career. You can't have that. You can't have a player in year 4 after he just signed a $100 million deal put out his worst shooting year of his career. What about catch and shoot threes? Because that's all I need RJ Barrett to do. I don't need him to create threes off the bounce. I don't need him to shoot step back threes. Just catch the open looks from Brunson and Randle when they're double teamed, which they are at a top 10 rate in the NBA. Be better. You shot 32% on catch and shoot threes last year, my man. That's one of the worst in the NBA on the usage you had. Just give me what you did in 2021. Shoot 37% on catch and shoot threes and eliminate the pull-up threes. I don't need that. Just be average. And if RJ Barrett can even be above average, this Knicks team can get to the Eastern Conference Finals. I'm going to tell you what the other questions that I'm worried about and the Knicks have to answer coming up in a second. But I want to tell you right now about our proud sponsor, Prize Picks, my favorite sponsor. PrizePicks.com/CLNS. Use the promo code CLNS. They're going to match your initial deposit of up to $100. Prize Picks is daily fantasy sports made easy. You literally just pick players on the projected stat line that Prize Picks gives you, and you choose more or you choose less. They already have some season-long points per game totals for some Knicks players. They have Jalen Brunson at 24.4 points per game, Julius Randle at 24.3, and RJ Barrett at 19.7. You simply choose more or you choose less. You insert your entry. The more players you have on your entry, the more money you can win. You could choose up to 2 or 6 players. If you choose 6, you can win almost 25 times your money. That's prizepicks.com/CLNS, prizepicks.com/CLNS. Burning question number 3. And I'm not really worried about this one because I do believe that he will do it again. Can Jalen Brunson do it again? Look, the dude was unstoppable for the New York Knicks last year. And the thing that I loved about him is he got better as the season went on. His worst ball was at the beginning of the year. He got more comfortable with his new team. He got comfortable in the Tom Thibodeau system. And when he hit his peak, he carried the Knicks to the heights that a lot of Knicks fans did not think was attainable with Jalen Brunson on this roster. He's going to be the focal point now of defensive game plans. They're going to go into every single night and say, if we can slow down number 11, we've got a chance to beat the New York Knicks. Thing is, I don't know how you slow this down. 24 points, almost 4 rebounds, 6 assists, 49% for the field, and almost 42% from downtown. Thing is, final 34 games of the regular season, he took it to an MVP type of level. And you may say, Marshall, these aren't MVP numbers. And I would say, go do some research because they absolutely are. Anytime you average 28 and 6 on over 51% from the field and 45% from downtown on 5+ threes per night, yeah, those are MVP type numbers. No BS. He is that special. And what I like is when the lights were the brightest, when the playoffs were here, he found another level. Wasn't all that efficient from 3 in the playoffs, which tells me he has another level to get to. But he averaged 24 points against the Cavs, 31 against the Heat. This man averaged 31 points in a playoff series against Eric Spoelstra, Jimmy Butler, and Bam Adebayo. The crazy thing is, the top dogs in the Knicks front office, they think that he can get better. They think he's just scratching the surface of the type of player he can be. They believe that there is another level that Jalen Brunson can tap into. Fred Katz of The Athletic said this the other day. There are important people with the Knicks who are absolutely insistent that Jalen Brunson is going to have another massive leap. There are people there like, this dude's not there yet. He has a ways to go. We are seeing it behind the scenes. They are swearing by it. The next level is All-NBA. That's the next level for Jalen Brunson. We already know he's going to make the All-Star team. He got screwed out of that last year. Total BS. I thought he should have been a third-team All-NBA guy last year. Knicks don't make the playoffs without Jalen Brunson. He might actually be the best point guard in the Eastern Conference. I know Dame Lillard's here now. We'll see. But, man, this dude's different. He really, really is. And I'm so freaking happy he's a New York Knick. We are going to be live on Monday for our Knicks Celtics preseason watch party. And I want you to be there. Live play-by-play, hanging out with the crew, and just enjoying some Knicks basketball. If you want to be there, hit that subscribe button and turn your notifications on. Burning question number 4. Are the Knicks going to make another big trade prior to the NBA trade deadline? We know what they did last year. They traded Cam Reddish for Josh Hart, and that really took the ceiling off this team. I think they're going to have to make another trade again. I just think that there are too many cooks in the kitchen right now. I mean, you look at this roster. You got Brunson, you got Grimes, you got Barrett, you got Robinson, you got Randle. Then you got Quickly. You got DiVincenzo. and you got Hart. Talk about your closing lineup. You know Brunson and Randle are going to be in there. I want them to run small. I don't think they will. That means either Hart and Stein or Robinson are going to be in the closing lineup. It means you have 2 spots for Grimes, Barrett, Quickly, and DiVincenzo and Josh Hart. I don't know if you can operate like that. A lot of cooks, small kitchen, not a lot of minutes. I love the depth this team has. It's one of the deeper teams they've ever had, a lot of pro talent. But at the end of the day, you can't pay $100 million to Quickly. Can't pay $50 million to DiVincenzo. Can't pay $100 million to Hart for them all to come off the bench. There's a salary cap in this league. I think a big move is coming. I really, really do. Burning question number 5, which we kind of just talked about. What will be the closing lineup night in and night out? I'm way more concerned about what the closing lineup is than the starting lineup for the New York Knicks. Because games aren't won in the first quarter. They're won in the final 5 minutes. And what troops is Tom Thibodeau going to trot out there? Brunson, Randle, and one of the bigs, in my opinion, are going to be in there. I love for them to go small. I don't think Tom Thibodeau is the guy that's going to run without a center. I don't think he thinks Julius Randle is a center. That leaves 2 spots for Grimes, Quickly, DiVincenzo, Hart, and RJ. That's 5 players. And Quickly wants $100 million. DiVincenzo already got 50. Hart got 100, and RJ got 100. That's $350 million. And 2 of those guys may not even be playing. Comes back to the point for me. I think the Knicks are going to make another big trade. Not sure who it's for, but we'll keep you in the loop here on this channel. What's your closing lineup? Give me the 5 names that you want to see the New York Knicks close basketball games with this year. Give me names. I see some people in the chat say I don't think RJ Barrett closes. That's okay. It's your opinion. I don't know if he does. I think it's going to change up every single night. But if you had to win a basketball game today, what 5 Knicks do you want on the floor for the final 5 minutes? Give me your thoughts in the comments right now. Also, I just want to say thank you, and I appreciate you for tuning in to Knicks Now by Chat Sports. I cannot believe we have a Knicks basketball game on Monday. The offseason's over. It's time to win some games. None of them, no more offseason rumors. It's hoops time. Let's go win some games. Give me a follow over on Twitter @MarshallGreen_.